Hello spooky people, my name is Petty Webs and welcome back to the channel, and also welcome back to Focalor. We haven't been on this island in a while, maybe also because we were unhappy on Paradise a lot because of my October challenge, but now that we are back, I thought it would be such a fun, funky and fresh idea if we would just get back into decorating. And for those of you that don't know what this island is, it is a spaceship that landed on an alien planet. And if you land on an alien planet, you gotta research the local flora and fauna. So step one to that is going to be our flower research lab. So let us head over to the area. This is the little corner right next to the bar, and this is basically the teensy tiny space that I will be decorating with you guys today. It will all be a speedboat because it is a tiny area, but it did still take me friggin' forever. So let's get it going. We're obviously going to start with this little staircase setup because I have to start thinking about how my villagers are going to get places. Because so far I've not done a good job at this. This right here, this is currently right now the only area where my villagers can actually access the main plaza. So this was a necessary step, right? This was really necessary, and obviously we gotta clean out the area because if I don't do that, I can't do shit. Okay, now this corner. I was thinking of integrating a little water feature in this corner. So I put down my little water coats, and then I had this weird little waterfall idea, but when I looked at it, I was like, ooh, I tried some other options, then stared at the wall for a while, and then I was like, no water feature for us, no water feature for this little flower and plant research area. I'm very sad, but we will have to deal with that. There will be other places for us to put some water, right? We will find a way. But first, obviously, first things first, it's gotta be pathing. I tried to be one of the, phone placement girlies, but you can see it is not going well. It's not going well. I tried it for a little bit, but then I switched over to the actual island designer thingy, right? Because this is going on my nerves. I'm very much pampered by how easy it is to put down coats in Happy Home Paradise. The whole decorating in Happy Home Paradise, I am not used to doing it on the actual island. So this build was a nice little thing to kind of get back into the grind. We're going to skip a bit of the path placing because I do believe you guys know how path placing works by now. And yeah, it's just the regular spaceship path that I have planned for this island. So let's get down into the items. I have collected a whole bunch of plants, a whole bunch of greenhouses, the big plants, the small plants. I have collected them all simply for this little area. Like I said, this island, Focalor, is basically an alien planet, and we have got a spaceship that landed on this planet, which is basically the area that we are in right now. It's just a basic general spaceship thing, what you would think of when you were thinking of spaceship, you know, like metal grated floors, red lights flashing, neon lights. When this island is turned to nighttime, oh, I love this. This looks so good. Everything's glowing, everything's fancy schmancy. And now if you are, like I said, landing on an alien planet, you as the researchers, as the spaceship inhabitants, would want to research the local flora and fauna to see, is it poisonous? Can we eat it? Is it just pretty? Is it glowing in the dark? So you obviously need to set up a little lab where you obviously just grab some stuff from the planet, put it in your little lab and research it. And this is the exact area that this is happening. I thought this little board would be quite nice. I tried to put this table in at the bottom. It's not what it's not doing what I was thinking it would do. It's not really pretty. It's in the way for everything that I do. But we do place this one in the upper level, what is literally next to the bar. We are still going to use this because I do like how it glows in the dark, you know, when like everything is out and the green light from the table shines up. Fits really nicely with all of the green plants. But yeah, down here I'm literally just trying to fit in as many plants and like greenhouses and anything flower themed as possible, while still keeping it walkable, but also keeping it so that you can kind of, I don't know, take a picture while you walk through here. Because that's always something that with my past islands I was kind of struggling with afterwards. Like, I looked at my islands when I was done and I was like, how do I take a picture of this? How do I take a picture of this? I don't know. I can't really figure it out. So for this island, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to have like focal points where I stand, look at the build, and figure out, okay, this is the angle that I'm going to take a picture of. Yes, 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 beautiful. So I think I achieved this with this build. It's looking better. It's looking better. Obviously, another problem that I have with this island is that I don't want to keep using 15 billion simple panels to hide all of the walls, right? To hide all of the cliffs. So I gotta find items that hide the cliffs, but that still look kind of good. And I think you can see my struggle right here in this corner, because I'm desperately trying to hide the cliffs with the plants so that I can still push the greenhouse boxes in a kind of okay-ish position. But then we had this corner, which isn't a full corner, but luckily you can push items kind of halfway onto the onto the corner. I don't really know how to phrase this, but you can kind of cover it up a little bit. let's just put it like that. And I think with the plants that I have there right now, it's looking really good. I think it's looking really nice. We've got like the yellow accent with the warning sign. And I was thinking about placing items right at the bottom of this build, where the greenhouses are, to kind of have more green stuff, more foliage, but that would have absolutely fucked shit up for the walking. So I left those areas empty. Now we've set up our beautiful research area, obviously. And then I was kind of like, okay, you know what, this corner down here, I don't know what to put here so that it looks good item-wise, but also fills the space so that there's not really weird empty spaces, but it still needs to be walkable. Honestly, it's really, really hard. So I decided, wouldn't it be funny if we had this miniature terrarium? Is that it? Is that the proper term? I don't know, like area where you have local plants just in their natural habitat, basically. So this is what we are creating right here. I am moving the border of our flooring so that we have this tiny cute little space for some actual plants, because I do miss my plants and I have a lot of them. So why not use them, right? Why not use them? So in this corner, I am just placing this little glowing moss stool, as well as a blue plant and a humongous glowing moss where you can walk through and it does the little sparkling thingy. And I think this is really, really nice. I think down there in this corner, I also place one of the lava lamps at a later point. But now we are at the top, where I thought I could do the same idea of like plant breaking through the ship, basically, or being planted in the ship, as a kind of research point, but this just looked stupid because the area was too small. I think in order to do this, I would have to have a bigger area. So I started to plan out this other workstation we have downstairs with the actual like plant research, with the like where they test maybe which water consistency, whatever they need to use to water the plants. But up here I was kind of like, this is just plant storage. And this corner, I didn't like how it looked, so I made it green and planty, and I planted some more glowing moss, vines. I also started to use the sugar cane, I think it is. I think it's the sugar cane, because when it grows in, it's gonna be real nice and green and luscious, and it's gonna look really good. I also used this butterfly model, peacock butterfly, I think, because it is just so gorgeous. Come on, look at this butterfly. Tell me it doesn't look gorgeous. It is absolutely fan-friggin-tastic. Now, here we are at the same troubleshooting stage that we had with the bar. How do I fence this off? Like, which items do I use to fence this area off? I decided to use the small little mini fence thingies, and then obviously use this table as a kind of fence because it has this little metal piece at the end, which I think it kind of works, right? Kind of works as a border. And here in this corner, I was also kind of struggling because you have to place items here that are like big enough to fill this area, but also small enough so that you can still see the plant area behind it at the bottom ground level, like at the floor level. So, flat ass bench. Flat ass bench it is. Slay. I did try and put as many big tall plants up here as I could to kind of, get some height. Because this on the space, we can't really put any trees up here. So I have to use as many of the potted plants as I possibly can to get some height without hiding anything that is behind it, right? But yeah, here we have this little setup, which I love with the glowing moss on the table. It glows really, really nicely in the dark and kind of gives this little focal point, which I really, really like. So this corner over here, I was first thinking about trying to fence this off as a separation from the bar, and then we also had this little corner down here at the bottom, but we are going to ignore this. I spent probably 40 minutes just placing items in this bottom corner and then removing them, putting them back, removing them again, putting them back. I had this problem while I was building the bar already, and I struggled here again. So no decoration in this corner, just fence. It has to be enough. I also, in the back there, switched out the box and the little planter thingies for a different plant because we already had the same setup at the bottom, and it was too samey right behind each other. Like, it wasn't really working for me. But this is basically the area that we have just worked on. And now I think it is time for us to see what this area looks like in its final perfect form at night. Yes, look at this beautiful, beautiful area. Now that we have this little walk through my little different camera angles, I'm definitely noticing that I need more items that I can place on the floor where I can still walk over them, but we will have to figure that out in a future video or something. Yeah, this is the beautiful area that we have just worked on. It is really small and I didn't really do that much, but I think as a little start for me to get back into the actual island decorating, this area was quite nice because it does combine a lot of things that I really love, which is plants and decorating, which isn't a lot, but at least it is something. So with that being said, my dear spooky people, I really hope that you enjoyed this little build. I hope that you are excited to see what I will be doing next on Focalor, because there are a lot of things to do and I want to finish this friggin' island, and we have done like literally nothing. But with that being said, I hope that I will see you guys in the next one, and until then, stay spooky, people. Yeah.